set you free.
That's what I'm talking about. Wondering what the hell you were doing with that shit. There we go. What's going on, people? Another damn Thursday. You done made it, I done made it, both of us here. Wow. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with the one and only, my black ass, Mr. Jeff Brown. How you been? What's been on your mind? What you been doing? What you think about all this shit going on? We can talk about all that. Today, though, what I personally would like to discuss is music. Where is it going? Where has it been? What's the deal with music having music put back in it lately? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about boom boom tick? That's what I call that other shit, is boom boom tick music. My guest is on his way. He run a little tardy. We had a couple of little snafus. But no worries, he will be here. He is a genius at music. I don't throw that word around a lot. This dude knows what the hell he talking about. But we gonna get into music from my direction until he get here. Y'all ready?
Let's get started.
Let's get started. All right. First things first.
Set you free.
My one and only sponsor, Bill Sauce.
Also tear your life apart.
Bill Hot Sauce. I am telling you, this brother makes the best. Oh my God, I love this hot sauce. I wouldn't talk about some shit that I don't use. Bill Sauce. Go to BealeSauce.com. BillSauce.com. Get you some of that hot sauce. It is delicious. The GoFundMe page. It is GoFundMe.com/The Inappropriate GITDOWN. I am going to, somebody told me they had a problem with it, so I'm going to check and make sure. If you having some problems, please hit me up. The Twitter, @GBFunnyStyle. The Instagram, @GBFunnyStyle. And hit me up on old folks page, Facebook. I know Facebook is for old folks. I keep hearing that. Well, I guess I'm old because I dig Facebook. Let's get on into the music. Okay, granted, I will be 53 in the month of May, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Oh, he's here. Excellent, excellent. Brother Cole, could you do me a favor and have somebody bring my guest? He downstairs. He says he's here. Haven't good yet. The phone number. I want everybody to call in while Cole is out so he can't answer the phone. 323-879-4445. 879-4445. Okay. Granted, I'm 53 years old. In May. I'm going to go and give myself next month. So, my musical palette, by default, is different. My musical palette goes past my 53 years. Back over into Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, good Lord, Sly and the Family Stone, the incomparable James Brown. What would music sound like if James Brown said, fuck it, this is too hard, I'm driving a bus? And I come forward with my musical palette, understanding that everything comes from my music. Rock and roll, blues, classical, hip-hop, all of it comes from my music. And I expect, as y'all can hear, you know, with the tracks that's in the background, that's kind of where my groove is. That's kind of my get down. So you get where I'm coming from already. Is that I know there will be some issues with how I'm going to view new music. But because there is brilliant new music, brilliant. Shout out to a couple of cats. Oh, person on the line, please hold. Please don't go nowhere. I got a phone call, but my board operator is down getting my guests. Please stay on the line. I definitely want to talk to you. I understand. There's brilliant music. There's J. Cole. There's Kendrick Lamar. There's who's some more new cats? Oh, Haney Savant. Oh, Haney Savant is a beast. He said. Well, he said he was here. Okay. Yeah, there's brilliant people, man. So, I don't understand this affinity for bullshit music. I can't give the bullshit music a pass. We got a phone call? Yes, let's go ahead and take that phone call. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. Who is this?
It's your main man, Black Ron, signing on, checking in yet again.
Black Ron, hey, man, that's right. You in town, brother. What's up?
Man, out here enjoying this California weather and this California medicine.
All right.
Giraffe balls.
Yes, sir. Got you. Did you get you some medicine, brother?
Absolutely, I did.
We gonna have to before you leave town. We gonna have to get together and meditate. Yes, sir.
Both of them.
Oh, both of them. Okay. So, you got something to add to the music thing, man? And how old are you, brother? Let me ask that.
Well, I'm 32.
Okay. Yeah. That's perfect. Yes, sir.
I got the privilege of having old school parents. Where we spent our Friday and Saturday nights going through the racks. You know what I'm saying? I know how to put the little yellow chip inside the port and put a sticky dime on top of the stylus to make the needle stay still.
My man, you know what's up. You know what's happening.
I've watched all of rap music. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my mama didn't allow no rap records in her house. So, you know, rap was it was counterculture. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I watched it grow into something so commercial, something so, like, this was never something intended for 14-year-old white children to partake in. You know what I mean? Like,
not from an artist standpoint.
No. You know, from a musician standpoint, you know, music is for anybody that can interpret it. But from the artistry of what hip-hop was birthed from, it was birthed from the struggle. It was the angst of unheard black youth that were too revolutionary for our coon-ass parents and grandparents to understand, yet and not quiet enough for society. So we were saying, we're not going to be quiet. We're not being treated fair. Fuck the police. You know, and that type of mentality has been replaced with pop appeal, dance, like a word I'm not going to use. And, you know, where's the artistry in the movement now? When Drake has become the #1 rapper, something is wrong with rap music.
Absolutely. Well, I like to say that art represents the highest, and this is what's scary, bro. Art is supposed to represent the highest form of the thinking of the society of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like Picasso, art. Dizzy Gillespie, the best art. Are you telling me that Cardi B represents the best of young thinking, and the shit that's coming out of her mouth represents is an appropriate, it's an appropriate snapshot of life. But is it an appropriate snapshot of life from how can I put this? When you as an artist are expressing what's going on from a negative place, It's supposed to be you either looking down at the negative place, hoping to help it, or you looking up from the negative place, asking for the help.
To illuminate it.
Yes.
Right.
It ain't supposed to be you in the negative place talking about how fly this fucked up negative place is.
Okay, so I got two answers for that. Number one, not so much a reflection, but art is supposed to be the litmus test. If we can go all the way back to 14th century French aristocracy, the paintings that we consider art now, that we consider fancy art now, were controversial back then. You know, the books that we consider, you know, great works of literature were controversial back then. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about people that were the Tupacs of their generation.
Right.
We're talking about, you know, the Basquiats of their generation, the Gil Scott-Herons of their generation, people that were unabashed in their opinion, unapologetic in their stance on it, and were willing to put their life on the line for their art.
Right. To make a statement.
So, to make a statement for how the ruling class and how the status quo is treating the common man.
Absolutely.
The problem came in when somehow we went from talking about the struggle to talking about the gains from the struggle. So somehow when rap, I'm telling you, it got commercialized, and I believe personally it started with NWA.
Wow.
Once
Okay.
Once NWA became a commercial success, it took away from the controversy. You got to remember, NWA was the last real rap group that got white folks all up in arms.
Right.
After that, they saw, wait a minute, our children won't stop buying this shit. We got to make a profit off of it. From there, gangster rap went from being demonized to being monetized. And once they monetized gangster rap, you had all these fake gangsters selling the gangster image. Well, what comes with the gangster image? Drug use, the disrespect of women. Well, if that's all that people are buying and somebody wants to be successful, they're going to do whatever sells. Just like they used to say sex sells. You know what I'm saying? Gangster movies sell. So black folks, being that we excel at anything we do, we became the best gangsters, the best drug dealers, the
Wow.
best objectifiers of our women. So now you have girls that were already raised in fatherless homes, and the only reflection of success they see is this chauvinist, you know, demonizer of the female flesh.
Right.
The only thing they see is young girls. Like, we got to remember, Beyonce was 13 when she came into the industry, and
Right.
she was singing in crop tops and yoga pants. So
Wow.
we hypersexualize our women, we demonize our men, and we totally discard our elders.
Well, dude.
That is what matriculated to a Cardi B. That is why Cardi B is so. She's like the world's poster child for ratchetness.
Right.
And ratchet women everywhere love her because it's like she's a folk hero to ratchet bitches.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you who she took that baton from.
Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown.
Yes.
Morphed them together.
Yes. I was going to go that way. For the ratchet
Nicki
chick.
Minaj was straight Lil' Kim. She was all Lil' Kim.
Right.
You know, that like Lil' Kim was the, you know, sexual. She was all sexual with her shit.
That's
but
like
Foxy
a weed.
Brown was also gangster. Foxy Brown was like, I'll roll through the shit, put it to your lips, boom, bow. Now you dead.
Right.
Bitch, give it a kiss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Foxy Brown was on some real gangster with her femme fatale image. Now you got Cardi B who's on some, I'll fight you and I'll give your man some head.
Right. Well, I think it's like, imagine hip hop or black music, if you will, as a tree. It's a tree, and you got branches where coming off of it is the Temptations and Miles Davis and Quincy Jones. Then hip hop came out as a branch, and it was the first music that had the potential, the first branch that had the potential to grow completely bad. Or it could have been gorgeous. And it had some gorgeous leaves on it. And it had some gorgeous vines the way it was going. All them vines was clipped off and it was trimmed to be this ugly thing. It was trimmed to be. So when Lil Kim's branch kind of shot out and Foxy Brown's branches shot out, they shot out away from MC Light's branch, away from Queen Latifah's branch, over into this other shit. And the pruners of this tree cut the MC Light branch, cut the Queen Latifah branch, and let these other branches grow and fed them and nourished them. And that's where you get a Cardi B from. That's.
Oh, I like that.
That's how I see this tree. And it's up to us to jack the tree
back all the bad
and
branches.
prune back all. Come on, bruh.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay with that same tree metaphor.
Yes, sir.
Would it be safe to say that if black music is a tree and every genre is a branch, that hip hop was a branch and every artist that came from that branch was fruit?
Was fruit, absolutely, brother.
So maybe the fruit is going bad, not so much the branch. But maybe in order to save the whole off the branch, because the diseased fruit is nothing but an indication of a diseased branch.
Yes, absolutely, brother. Oh my God, man.
I think the hip hop industry as a whole has become diseased because it's not controlled by the people that created it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that means that every piece of fruit that drops is gonna be a bad apple. Every piece, because it's coming from a diseased branch. Now the tree is still good, which is how you're able to every now and then pop a good apple off of a bad branch.
Exactly.
Every now and then you'll get a Kendrick Lamar. Every
You get
now
a
and
J.
then
Cole.
You'll get a J. Cole. You'll
An
get
audio push. Yeah.
You know, those roses that can push themselves through concrete. Every now and then the fruit, because it comes from the perfect design of the tree, is gonna every now and then produce a great piece of fruit. But they gonna pluck that real fast.
Right.
And what they leave us with is all these worm-ridden, mealy ass, brown spot
GMO
having ass apples.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, dude.
So I agree with you that we got to prune that branch, but not so much prune the branch like each individual artist is its own branch. We got to prune the branch that is hip hop.
Absolutely.
We got to cut that shit back as close to the tree as we can,
Man.
in order to save the tree.
Brother man, it is wonderful to talk to you. I got to take a break now, but hey, bruh, we got to get together before you bounce out of LA. We got to chop it up, man. Here, do me a favor, leave your number in my Facebook inbox, and I'm gonna hit you when I get off the air.
That's a bet.
My man, good hearing from you. Thank you so much for the call. I am going to break. I gotta go get my guest and PP, and we gonna get up in some music in just a minute. Y'all sit there. I'll be back.
Race war, poison water, cataclysmic weather, North Korea, zombie apocalypse, the people who control trouble, the people who sit idly by and wait for whatever's next, with wonder of whether that will be it. Then, take a pull. find all the love you can and blow powerful positive energy forward into your universe. Then, nigga, regardless to whether the trees bear strange fruit or whether Mother Earth buckles under the weight of this century-long expansionist disrespect, or whether finally, after all her warnings, she pins her hair back, greases her face with the oil he spilled, and decides that it's kill or be killed. Or whether Kim scorches the sky, or whether all mankind takes black people's place in first for the walking dead, or whether the real decision makers decide we should all be even more regulated into cages, or whether we all just let it happen. Then nigga, you will be fine. Damn, this sour Louie is fine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown.
Let's
Yeah,
get
you might want
started.
yeah, you might want that.
The truth.
Let me set him up.
Yeah, set me up.
I'm y'all know I don't fan out much. I'm like everybody gonna be dead in 100 years, so I don't give a fuck about most of the people in this industry. I'm not on that. I don't.
Right.
I am in awe of people who it's obvious that God is using them as a channel to bring genius to the planet. Those kind of people, I'm like, I don't give a damn how many people know you. I don't give a damn how much money you got. I don't give a none of that. I am enamored by excellence. This cat to my right, when I tell you, my brain was blown open in 1997, excuse me. I went to see a band called the Polyester Players. And when I tell you, it was not a show, it was a fucking experience.
Wow.
The best musicians playing the best music out of time, meaning they were playing like 70s and 80s funk in the late 90s when music was just starting to lose its grip, and these dudes was reminding you, this shit is fire. Y'all finna go over into bullshit. This is fire. One of the best guitar players I have ever heard, and I am a music snob. When you disrespect music, you disrespecting my lady. That's exactly the same feeling as if you felt my wife's ass.
What?
When you play music wrong, I get that angry. I get that angry.
Yeah.
This dude to my right has never let me down.
Oh, man.
He's a plain old genius, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Gregg G. Mac Dalton, friend and guitarist. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, man. That was, man, what an intro.
I need to write your shit, huh?
Hey, man, if radio slows down, I need a publicist.
What is that? That's outside? Oh, something going on? I thought that was
okay.
shit.
I was scared.
I was. I look right to the white man. I gotta get out
Right.
of there.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get out of there.
He know
That's
how
White
to get
King
out.
Cole. That's White King Cole, by
How
the
you
way.
doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Yes.
I like that. I like your hat. I had, I had one of those.
You had a bus?
I had a bus.
A 23 window?
Yep. Air cooler.
God damn
Air
it.
cooler, bro. I had
Yeah. Now, you know what they worth now, right?
Don't tell me.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to know. Oh, that's another thing. Me and G-Mac are old car fanatics. That was another thing.
We are.
I came out the gig. I was already blown away by the polyester players. Then I see this 70 Cadillac limousine sitting there with G-Mac on the license plate. I was like, oh, man. This
That was
dude.
so stupid. I bought that thing.
Man, I love that car.
I know. I don't have any old cars now.
Why?
Because I just got tired, and I just wanted to get in and go.
Okay, well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And then,
I'm dealing with that right now. I got a 65 Thunderbird, a 90 Jag, and a 90 Miata, and neither one. I'm driving my wife's car right now.
I have I don't want to do a commercial for Hyundai.
The
But
Genesis?
No. I have a Veloster Turbo.
Oh, the Veloster. That's a beast, huh?
Yeah.
You
man.
liking it?
They get down, man.
Okay.
They get down. I like it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do like it.
Well, we got time, so we gonna
Okay.
get into all this shit.
Get into it, man.
I just happened to call G because we're working on something else that I'll be able to tell y'all about next week. I keep teasing you with it. It's big. It's gonna, man. You wait till you see all the other shit that we have done to this thing. Me and G Mac are gonna be working on a project together. Oh, by the way, like Erykah Badu, I'm sensitive about my shit, but this is my music playing in the background.
Oh.
The shit that I have produced.
Okay.
And that was another reason I'm kind of excited to have this dude here, because this is like you remember the scene in Enter the Dragon at the beginning when it's Lao's time and the student comes before the master? That's kind of what this is with music right now. I have the utmost respect for this dude in music. Next time he come, he gonna bring his tracks so we can play some and then do the whole nine. But I called you yesterday and it hit me in the head. I am so outraged, and I can't be by myself, with where music, namely black music, is right now.
Yeah.
And because you make black music,
Right.
you make music.
Because I'm black and I
Okay,
make music.
you are black and you make music.
Yeah.
I'm a totally stomp through your resume. I know these are the reason I know about these people that he worked with is because back in the 90s when we were both running the road like crazy, I'd only either see him in the airport or see him in the mall doing the same thing I'm doing, trying to buy some drawers so you can get back on the
Right.
plane.
Yeah.
And I'd hear, yeah, man, I'm playing guitar for Mary J. Blige. I'm out with this one. I'm out with that one. Run. I know you hate doing it, but run your resume a little bit.
I don't really hate doing it. I don't know why I used to. I don't know. I mean, now, I don't know. I look at. It's cool.
Right.
It's
Right.
cool.
No
when-
shit
you know,
is cool.
considering where I come from and considering,
Yeah.
where, see, I worked with, recorded Stevie, Snoop Dogg, Anthony Hamilton, Angie Stone, Brandy. I don't have it in front of me, so it's so many. LL.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
You
okay.
caught me off guard.
Okay. Well, later for that, because here's some now, and it's gonna get personal while we have. Oh yeah.
Yeah, get
And,
personal.
welcome if you're just joining the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. Call in 323-879-4445. Basically, damn it, I wanted to ask you about that. There was a guitar loop in that last track, and I just want to get you in the studio.
Oh man, I'll
and-
play anything for you. Just,
Oh my
just-
God,
just
I would
call
be
me.
so honored.
I would
Anyway,
love it. I would love it.
anyway,
Yeah.
if you're just joining us, the show is about music and what the hell happened to it. What has happened to music? And I just happen to have a music maker as a friend, a colleague, a cat I've respected for many years, Mr. Gregg G. Dalton, on my show today.
Let
What's
me
up?
tell you, I kind of went with Lawrence now. My thing is like, just Gregory G. Mac Lawrence is what it is. That's my government, and that's and it's cool that you say that because that shows how far we go back. Like, you know what I mean? But I kind of drive,
So you
for
Gregg
marketing.
G. Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence.
Okay.
That's kind of actually my middle name.
Right. I
But
think,
it,
man,
I
come
liked
on.
it. It kind of has a regal thing, and when I get into my merchandising,
Okay, well-
that Lawrence is gonna really. I wanted to get the cowboy off of it.
How about it? And I'll tell you something. Yeah.
Get the cowboy off my name.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
The Dalton is a little bit of the Dalton gang.
Yeah.
Well, and here's something else.
Mhm.
I can feel it in your spirit.
Mhm.
You have evolved.
Oh yeah.
You're not the dude, the double knit boogie, although it's in full effect somewhere in the cosmos.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's still in full effect. The double knit boogie is the bomb, but it's no longer this dude.
Well,
So-
it is. It is.
Really?
It
Is it still?
I mean, time moves on, of course, but I mean, if I could do that again.
You could. I'm not
No,
saying
I
you
could do it. I mean, I could sit here and like that double knit boogie. I could spit every lyric to it, and actually, when I don't know if you remember Michi.
Come on, man.
Okay, I don't know. I know
Yeah.
you're Terry, but when Michi passed away, Michi was a singer that
Yes.
for the audience, he just sang
Incredible singing.
Polyester Players, and he moved to China, and he was really
Wow.
working a lot in China, like a lot for the last like 5 or 6 years. He was really killing China, but he kind of got colon cancer, and when he passed, we had a memorial service, like it was almost a reunion,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the guys, the alumni guys, and this band, the Polyester Players that Jeff is talking about, I guess one of the most famous alumni right now is Kamasi Washington.
Yeah.
is-
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. And Ronald Bruner and all those guys from the West Coast Get Down, but so many other musicians. Actually, like, a lot of the guys that came through that, who are alumni of that, are doing some fantastic things. Like Myron McKinley now is Earth, Wind & Fire's music director. The horn player guys are everywhere. Tonight Show. I mean, it's just
Right.
the guys that came through that situation.
That music
and
academy.
Michi was one of the singers.
Yeah.
But we had a reunion, and we played the songs. People were saying, "Hey, Double Knit Boogie," and I just
Right.
I,
There we go.
I don't know, and I wasn't even thinking about it, but I
Right.
could just get back in it and
You
get
could-
it.
you could do it.
I was actually better.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
think
It's
about
better.
it. Think
It's
about
better.
your think about the Jedi you are
Yeah.
as opposed to the Jedi you were.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about music. Oh, we
Yeah.
got a call on the line.
Okay.
Okay. No, we don't with his impatient ass. Do we have another one? Okay. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. Who is this and what's on your damn mind? Hello? See, I hate this shit where
Yeah.
they call, they on hold, so they put you on hold. What the
Oh.
hell? Okay. Yeah. I hope you slip on a bar of soap and bust your head open on the sink. Now, you're a session musician.
Right.
So you've had to see the phone calls start like when you first start getting phone calls,
Uh-huh.
go from a few here and there to a whole bunch to tapering off because of the music industry and where
man,
it is.
Yeah.
And
Oh, man. I haven't done a union date in I don't. Man.
right.
Come on, man.
So you guys are really is the day of the session musician over or
I mean, you can make records at home now. You can make records at home, and just the whole industry has really, really changed.
Right.
And, and I'm older now, and the younger guys, and I don't even think they're really working because I know them. I still work with them. It's just
Right.
a different game. It's
Right.
almost, you almost on your own. You make a record, and then, you try to help somebody, picks it up or helps distribute it or something. It's like, just a whole different. It's not like it was.
Right. It's a whole different beast now.
Right. Yeah.
Now, where do you think? And I'm gonna go ahead.
You know, I forgot to mention
What's that?
Tupac when I was talking. I did
Right,
like
right.
about
Oh, the
5
cats.
Tupac albums. You know,
Right.
I forgot to mention that when we were
Okay.
talking, but so I started thinking about union dates, and that's really probably the last big union date I did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So okay. I am of the belief that we represent a generation who has a foot in the past,
Mm-hmm.
a foot in the presence, and a stake on the immediate future. Being
Absolutely.
in our 50s.
Absolutely.
Being in that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I refuse to believe that we don't spend money online, that if good musical product is put forward to us, that we wouldn't financially digest it.
Right.
I just don't believe, like, there are certain names. Take the name Eric Benet, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time believing that there aren't 2 million black people who would give him $1. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know Eric, and I've done things with Eric.
Yeah. So why
Eric's
is
great,
it?
yeah.
Yes, a fantastic artist.
A singer's singer.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I cry. How did that not get nominated for a freaking Grammy? I don't know.
You know,
yeah,
I'm telling you, when Eric first got here and he got his deal, I think it was Warner Brothers
Mm-hmm.
Alice and Gabriel came to me and asked me to be his music director,
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't really work it out. But Alice and Gabriel told me about him before I met him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was the record executive.
Right.
And then at the place where you came to see me, Luna Park, before it really blew up, Eric used to hang out there all the time with the.
Mm-hmm.
He was dating one of those girls on the TV shows. Like, and I know Jasmine Guy, in the same show with Jasmine Guy.
Cree Summer.
Maybe.
I
think.
A
Anyway.
Different World. One of the girls from A Different World.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably Cree Summer.
Yeah. And they used to come and hang out. And Jasmine used to be flirting with me, man, and stuff, and I'd be like, I don't know. I was just oblivious because I was on a mission. I was focused on where I was going.
When is your birthday?
April 23rd.
So you're Taurus.
I'm a Taurus.
That's the same thing. Taurus here. Okay, I'm gonna hold that thought. We got a call. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. What your name is? What you go by? Is that same motherfucker who called here and don't say shit? Oh my God. I hope
You doing good, man. You got haters.
I hope you fall down a flight of steps in your own house and get eaten by your own big dog because you can't feed him. Okay, maybe they call back. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. Who is this? Hello?
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening? Who is this?
Okay.
Hey, this Clyde.
This Clyde. Hey, Clyde, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing all right.
Okay,
man.
well,
I've been watching your show. You and Zoe, you and Corey Holcomb, 5150. I love everybody, man.
Thank you, man.
Y'all be spitting the real.
Thank you, brother. Well, go ahead. Well, what's on your mind? You listening to the show? You up on the game with the music? What's on your mind?
Yes, I mean, with the way the music going, I mean, we just need our chakras right, like our hertz, because on our hertz they is giving our music at 440,
Yeah.
or 440, and it should be at 432 when the love music, like, because I love my old school.
Okay.
I know what he's talking about with the 432.
I think yeah.
The whole
Hey,
frequency
call, bro.
thing.
Yeah. What did expound on that?
I mean, I don't know. It's something that I read on the internet. I mean, be true, you know.
Right.
And it's like we're out of alignment because we're not. We should be at 432. That's the original when it got changed by whoever, by the Vatican or so. I don't know. You know, internet.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I'm not dissing it because
You don't know whether you dealing with the words of a professor or some 22-year-old in his drawers in Nebraska.
Right.
Yeah.
And seeing that, I own equipment that's just 440, and I really can't tell the difference. I'm still rocking 440.
Right.
And people is grooving, and it's all good.
It's right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like it.
Maybe the idea is you're not supposed to be able to feel the difference. almost like X-rays. You can't feel an X-ray, but you can't take 700 of them either.
That's true.
So who knows?
Who knows?
What my issue is, what we do know, and how I made this analogy before you came,
Right.
that look at black music as a tree,
Right.
and as the genres, look at the genres as branches, and look at the artists as fruit.
Okay.
What happened was we had, because everything comes from us. Even classical has roots that
Right.
belong to us. So you got jazz, blues, and R&B, and then gospel and rock, and then all of a sudden hip hop comes, and we looking at it going, should we trim this branch? Because this branch don't. What the hell is this? It ain't made up. It's a hybrid. It ain't made up of, there's no real musicians in it. Well, that's because you took music out of schools, so all kids had was turntables, and they couldn't afford music.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Well, okay, hit me then. The analogy or
My my son is a rapper.
okay, me
and
too.
And I'm not gonna get into. My son is kind of a famous rapper now,
Okay,
which is crazy.
my son's a minorly famous rapper too.
Yeah, but my son is kind of attached to a name, like he's kind of starting to do his thing.
Right.
And I bought him a guitar,
Yeah.
and he would not touch it.
Wow. Your
You know what
son
I'm
is-
saying? He did.
yeah,
He just wasn't in it. I actually have two sons, and none of them
play.
want to play music. So I mean, like even for me, like when I started playing music, I did play trumpet like in grade school or
Yeah.
something.
And where you from, bro? Originally?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Portland. Okay. Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. My father was a musician. He played trombone. And
Okay.
I think he played with the Howlin' Wolf or something.
Okay.
For a minute or something.
Right.
Because he's from Memphis.
Okay.
But I'm saying I didn't go to school. I played trumpet and then I didn't like it because it was whack to me.
Right.
Like that was something my father,
Right.
I wanted to be in the rhythm
wasn't
section.
your lane.
And my
Right.
father told me that the dumbest, my father's crazy, man. I love him. Rest in peace. But he told me that the dumbest guys in the band are in the rhythm section. I need to be a horn player.
That makes sense.
Straight up. No, it really don't.
Oh,
No,
my
it don't.
God.
No, it's retarded. No, it doesn't make sense. It's just not. No. I mean, that's what
I'm
he told me.
I'm a drummer.
So what I'm saying, my point is, it was in me, and I found a way. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was in me, but I know if more people are exposed to it. The church, the Christian church, is the music school now,
Well, you know what? Let's see.
and
okay.
it's a good one.
Okay.
And it's a good. Well, it's a good one as far as it's playing. I don't want to cut you off. It's your show. Tell me what you're saying.
No. Yeah, I want you to hold that thought because, speaking of that, if you ask me, when we were black church has always been the musical. I know for me, I grew up in Chicago,
Right.
on the South Side. Cat named Rudolph Drake was he was playing with Shaka Khan at the time. He's one of these cats that go out and kill and then come back to your hometown and play in somebody's church.
Right. Oh yeah.
I saw him, and I had to do that.
Right.
At 8, and I didn't have a drum set. I could only practice before church and after church, and pretty soon, by the time I was 12, that's me. I'm a session musician. I played "This Will Be." That's me on the drums. Natalie Cole's husband, late husband Marvin Yancey, was my minister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw everybody, bro. I saw
Really?
everybody. I saw Billy Preston. I mean,
man.
I saw
Oh, man.
play.
Oh man.
Verdine White.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw play.
Right.
So
Right.
that was my academy, and what and this is my belief with regard to where music took a horrible tipping point. For you and I. For you, you're a perfect example. At some point, you went, I want to play the guitar.
Right.
So you went to a music store. You picked up a guitar, and you tried to play whatever it was you heard, and went, God, damn, I suck. Right there, you had to make one choice or the other. Chase music or respect it. Because I didn't do it because it was too hard. So I have to respect when I hear Ernie Isley.
Right.
I have to respect when I hear Santana. I have to respect that because I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sampling took away this choice. I don't have to make that choice.
Right.
Not enough people. The advent of sampling. I think the 90s was the tipping point, right where Jimmy and Terry was doing their thing, where it was the perfect mix of ability to do shit and know-how.
Right.
It was a perfect mix. And then right after the 90s, it just tipped over to where there was too much ability and not enough know-how.
Right. I agree.
Now, yeah, I was about to say, yes, expound on that. But, oh, we have a phone call. Okay, let's take that phone call. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. What's on your mind?
What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, who is this?
It's Leroy from Miami. I called a few weeks ago.
Oh, Leroy,
So-
okay, how you doing, brother?
Good.
Good.
So I
What's
want
your
to
thoughts,
touch on
man?
2 points.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to touch on this week's point and a couple, I think it was last week's point that I missed. So
Okay.
Make
it
music
fast.
is a reflection of culture, isn't it?
Yes.
So if the culture is changing, I'm not necessarily saying that we shouldn't be a little critical of the music that's coming out and the kids and how they're producing the music, but we have to understand that the culture is fundamentally changed from even what it was a decade ago.
Absolutely.
Let alone 2 decades ago, 25 years ago, you know?
Right.
So that's this point. We have to give the kids a little leeway. You know, it reminds me of some of the conversations that I hear some of the old heads making fun of the dudes for wearing skinny jeans, but I remind them, your parents were wearing bell bottoms. Like, what are you talking about? So, you know, we have to remember, like, as the culture changes, the music's going to change. We're going to be critical, but let's not be overly critical of the kids and the music.
Okay, I'm
That's this
gonna
week's point.
need you to stop right there.
Okay.
Okay. I have 2 words for you. Snarky Puppy. Have you heard of this band?
No.
It is made up of people who are not 40, and they are fucking brilliant. I am not saying that here's what would make your argument valid, is if there was absolutely no brilliance now. If there was not an Esperanza Spalding. There was not I'm gonna go and shout him out, this cat named Ohani Savant. He is the closest thing to a hip-hop prince I've ever seen. He plays like 7 instruments, and he rap his ass off. If there was not a him, if there was not a J. Cole, if there was not a Kendrick Lamar, if there are so many people who are brilliant who were forced underground, as opposed to, and here's where the problem is, there were people who sucked. There were people who absolutely sucked that made music, but you didn't know them. You know why? Because of the Four Tops and Teddy Pendergrass and the Isley Brothers and the Temptations and Earth, Wind and Fire and Luther Vandross and Patti LaBelle and Anita Baker. So you could suck. You just gonna have to suck and still work at Best Buy. You're not gonna be able to do this shit and eat and suck. We have gotten to a place where it is possible to eat and suck. That's my problem. And that the people who suck eat the best.
Well, let me add some salt to that.
Yes, sir.
Or some seasoning to that, better yet. So half the problem too is when we have artists, our artists want to reach as big of an audience as humanly possible. Now, if we're talking about black music in particular, which it seems like we are, here's the problem: when you start getting bigger, and you're trying to get that bigger fan base, if your music is really pro-black on some really culturally black stuff, which I would rather hear, I think what ends up happening is you start to turn off certain people. Remember, Kendrick's second album was super pro-black, and a lot of the critics are like, it's all right. You know, if we're talking about Cole, if we're talking about Kendrick, we're talking about Big Crit, they're making really black music, and their really black songs from a lot of the critics are getting up, it's all right.
Okay.
You know, the bass could be here and the lyrics could be everything, and people are giving it a, it's all right.
Now,
I agree with you on that.
What you just said, brother, again, what you said makes perfect sense in 1988. Right now, one, as an artist, personally, I don't, and I gotta, boy, I'm gonna throw myself over in with Prince, over in with Michelle and Cello, over in with artists, but Miles Davis, who give a fuck about the radio, who give a damn about a critic, okay? First off, Here's what I say to attention, any critics listening. If you are critiquing something you don't do, here's what I want you to do today. I want you to go to a grocery store, any store of your choice. Go down the soup aisle, get a can of soup, Campbell's, Progresso, doesn't matter. Go home, open the can halfway, shake out all the soup, and take that jagged edge and run it across your throat and kill yourself. How are you going to critique some shit you don't do?
It's got to be an easier way to end it, though.
Not one of the most painful. You should have waited until it rusted out.
Gee.
Tell them give it a week or two. Put
Give it a week, let it rust out, and then run across your throat.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I got on skinny jeans right now, so I just heard that a long time ago, so I just want to get that out of the way.
Well, you
They're
got
kind of small.
You look like Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
It's not that you look, but then again,
But I'm a thin guy.
I was about to say you're a thin guy.
Let me get the second point out before you cut me off, Jim.
All right, yes, sir. What do you want?
Okay, so the second point was from last week, and it was when you guys were talking about, young men and taking advice from the elders and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I'm 31, so I'm not the young that you guys are referring to, like the 22s and the 21s and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
But and the 16s and the 15s,
Yeah.
but I do talk to them. I do work at a park down here in South Florida, so I do talk to the young people, and
Excellent.
the young men especially. What I see is that the young men they're hesitant to listen to older men in particular because older men only criticize. It's very little young man, do it this way because maybe this will work better for you. It's very little of that. And the criticism comes with a lot of anger and vitriol, and it lacks context. Like when Denzel made the comment a few months ago when he said, I can't blame the system. When young black men hear that, they're just like, oh, another one. Now we may understand where Denzel is coming from to a certain extent, but young men, you gotta remember, under the age of 25, all they're hearing is, okay, so Barack tried us, Denzel tried us, Oprah tried us, everybody in the black community is just telling us everything is our fault. It's all our fault. Everything wrong is our fault. So we have to take that into account when we talk to young black men, when we talk to them, and when we are trying to mature them in a world where everything is against them.
Okay, all right. Hold on. That's fantastic. I'm gonna need you to get a radio show in order to say all that shit, to be able to say all of that uninterrupted. Now, let me say this to you. Let me be crystal clear. As a 53, come a couple months, May, 53 years old. As a 53-year-old black man, allow me to apologize for my generation dropping the fucking ball. We dropped the ball, or actually, we didn't pick up the ball that our generation, before us, dropped. Because here's what, and I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Here's what happened. The people before us were dealing with the aftermath of what the people before them were dealing with, and the people before them were dealing with slavery. So here was the great advice that my grandfather was under in the 40s. Boy, get out of the South, go north, and get you a good job. So what did he tell my father? Boy, get you a good job. What did my father tell me? Boy, get you a good job. All they were doing was, instead of preparing me for my future, they were preparing me for their past, because jobs are gone. So because they didn't have the tools, they get a pass. Because shit was so hard, when integration came in, they thought this was the answer, and they decided to party. And that's where the 70s came from. They dropped the fucking ball. When the 80s came along, right when we could have picked the ball up with Public Enemy and positivity. Crack hit hard, and we've dropped the ball again. So I apologize to y'all. A lot of what you missing is because we didn't give it to you. However, what we need you to see and what we need you to realize is that we're not fucking with you when we tell you it's missing. I thank you so much for the call, brother. I got another one? All right. Yes. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour. It is Jeff Brown. What the hell are you thinking about?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Joe from Tennessee.
Joe from... Hey, man, it's been a minute. What's up, Joe? How you feeling, man?
Good, how y'all? Yeah, I'm not sure what is the topic concerned on what happened with black music. Is that?
Oh, well, yeah, well, yes. Well, please understand. Please understand. And no offense to present company, but you done been in here with the crazy shit I say, Cole. So you understand. Whenever I speak about any subject, you should imply black first because I'm black.
Right.
And it's not that I'm unsympathetic. It's not that I'm unsympathetic to the plight of other races, but for me to pay attention to the opioid crisis right now, with all the shit going on with my people, that's like me standing out on my front porch telling you need to cut your fucking grass while my house is on fire. I don't have time.
Right.
So I'm always black first. So it is black music, yes.
Fact. Now, my perspective, I think, well, at least I'm speaking from like hip hop perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like what happened was I heard Banner say this in an interview, and it made a lot of sense. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know what he said word for word, but basically he said the street ruined hip hop, and hip hop ruined the street. Meaning, like back then, like when you were becoming a rapper, he said, like you had to be somewhat intellectual, and then those dudes, we kind of looked up to the street dudes because they had the women, the girls, the cars, and everything. Now it got reversed. Now you got the street dudes looking up to hip hop. They want to get in the game, and that's why you got like rappers and entertainers like Chris Brown saying he's blood. And I'm like, dude, you from Virginia though? Like, ain't no blood to Virginia. So it's like everything's messed up, in my opinion. And another thing is, I kind of like agree with the dude said before, like as far as like music is a reflection of what's going on in like reality.
Yes.
Like, everybody in my generation, like everyone's on drugs. Like everyone's popping pills, sipping lean. So like,
Oh man.
music
Yeah.
like declined after that. Like you got everybody just drugged out.
Okay, I gotta stop you.
Like,
I gotta stop you right there, brother. I gotta stop you right there, Joe. Have you ever heard of a man by the name of Charlie Bird Parker?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to look up Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker was a flat out fucking genius. He was also flat out heroin addict.
As was my favorite guitarist, was a straight. Grant Green was a heroin addict.
Who?
As well. Grant Green.
Grant Green, that's a guitar.
Grant Green is my guy.
Okay. See, now you way inside. I'm gonna have to look up Grant
man.
Green. But here's my
Wait till you hear about him. I'll tell
Grant
you.
Green, you're gonna tell me, oh no, and I want you to jump in whatever you want. Here's what I'm saying to you, young brother, is that drugs ain't new. Okay? Opium was introduced to the Chinese by the white man. Turn your light down. I can hear myself in your shit. You gotta turn that down.
I apologize.
No worries, man. No worries. So the fact that lean, that's just a new drug. That's like when everybody was on Cosby about, oh, he drugging all these women. Look here, he's using Quaaludes. Quaaludes was the Molly of the day. Okay, that's how
Right.
people got down. That was their shit.
They just changed the name.
They just changed the name. So to say that it is, I'm gonna say that you're supposed to, and I said this a little earlier. Here's what I think the problem is. And I thank you for the call. I believe the problem is this, is that with regard to negativity, with art reflecting life, if you are going to be, as an artist, discussing, dealing with negativity in your music, it either has to be from an avuncular position, meaning I'm looking at this and going, man, that over there is terrible, as in Marvin Gaye, makes me want to holler. Okay? Or you have to be looking at it from a position of, it's fucked up, I'm in it, and it's fucked up, as in Freddie's Dead by Curtis Mayfield. Freddie is my dude. I saw him. He's dead from this shit, and that's bad. You can't be in some horrible shit talking about how good the horrible shit is. That's the problem.
That's a good point, Jeff.
That's what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
and what we need to change as a mindset. It is not enough that art imitates life. It is what is on the mind of the imitator. That is that is the place I'm coming from. Your thoughts, Greg.
Well, I just think I take it way deeper than that.
Yes, sir, come on.
I don't even trip off the. I just think the Earth vibrates a different way at different times.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the Earth, if Earth vibrating a certain kind of way, then that's what's happening.
Okay.
The thing is, the great artists are more sensitive. They're not checking out what's happening right now. They are in touch with what's getting ready to happen.
Right. Whether they want to be or not.
No, they are. I mean,
Yes.
that's what makes an artist great. Anybody,
Yes.
I mean, you can sit around and go, oh man, yeah, this is messed up, and yeah, here, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this and that.
That just makes you a journalist.
I'm a victim, and here's my lien. You can
Right.
do that. I mean, you could do that, and then that just makes you regular.
Right.
But the guys, the greats, they were somewhere else, and they told you what was getting ready to happen, what was going, and usually what was going to be great, because everything is cycling, and we're in some dark times. I get it, but they don't last forever.
No,
they don't. It's all, like I'm saying,
cyclical.
It's all cyclic, like you're saying, and that's the difference to me. It's like the greats, and I know some great young people that play instruments.
Absolutely.
I know there's this guy named Dominique Taplin. He's like 24 years. He played on my record. I have a record out called, and this is not, I have a record called Swag Jazz Classics Volume 1.
Okay.
You can get it on it's GMAC, GEE space MACK.
How much it cost?
I don't know. It's on iTunes and everything. All the digital. You can Spotify, you can do all, but it's GEE space MACK.
I can't just give you $17 and you give it, because
I do have a hard copy. I do, but I don't really deal with hard copies because people don't really get down
Well,
with
I
that.
want a hard copy.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
You
Signed.
got it.
And I'm gonna buy it. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
My point is, this dude, he might just turn 25, I think, maybe 24.
Yes, sir.
But whatever we were playing, if we were playing Monk,
he was right with you.
He could play. We played blues, he sounded like Ray Charles.
Damn.
Hey, man, hey.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, man, hey. And Kamasi was the same way, Kamasi's like probably 38 now. I don't know how old he is now, but he was the same way. But this guy, so I'm saying, artistry, if we're talking about art, if we're talking about hustling and making money, that's two different things. There's two different things.
Right. In words of Prince, art and money don't mix.
Well, they do. But you got to balance them. There's a balance. I believe there's a balance. There's a balance. The guy that called before, he was saying something that I wanted to address. Another thing too is that the young guys feel like you can't tell me nothing because you ain't got no money.
Ooh.
But see, that's not really our fault. What we had to live through and what we had to do when you guys were babies.
Right.
You know what I mean, and what happened to us when you guys were babies. We have big dreams like you guys got. We didn't want to hey man, my destiny is to be broke. That's not it.
Yeah.
But at that time and the way the system and how things was happening for us,
we had to do what we had to do.
And now, there are fundamentals. Like even a guy that loses, he can say, man, at the end of the game, if I had done this and done this and done this and done this, I probably would have won.
Right.
But the guys that are winning, they can't tell you nothing because all they know is winning. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't learn anything from winning.
No.
You know what I mean? And I think the respect of just being on Earth, you know what I mean? Just being on Earth and surviving as long, as you do is not respected by a lot of the young generation. I think that's a lot of problem with us. And then it's, and I understand it. I don't beat the guys up. And I like honestly, I dig the Migos.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to them.
No, I dig the Migos.
I don't even listen to them
because it's grooving and they doing their thing and it's a certain kind of pulse they got in and I hear a certain amount of positivity in it, And I like Lil Uzi Vert, I like some of the records, so you know what I mean. Some of the stuff is garbage though. You know what I mean?
Most of the stuff is garbage.
Yeah. But I'm not from a position where I'm just an old dude just hating.
Right.
I like everything.
Okay.
But,
hold that thought. Two things come to mind when you just said, you just cracked open some shit.
Right.
And that iron sharpens iron. That's why most of the, and I'm gonna try to expand my horizons, but I try to spend most of my time around other grown ass men that don't dye their hair.
Right.
Because them cats is on some real shit.
Right.
And I'm one of them dudes. But you said that to me, winning is about what you know. Losing is about what you learn.
Mm-hmm.
When you win, you don't learn shit because you won because of what you knew.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose, you lost, and there's a big fucking lesson in your face.
Right.
You can take it or don't, but there's a lesson there, and young bucks want to win, I believe, a lot because young bucks didn't have anybody, and this is where we fucked up. Young bucks didn't have anybody to teach them how to take a L.
Right.
That's where you stepped on my shoe. Now I got to go pop the trunk come from.
Right.
Because you didn't have, there was when I was growing up in Chicago, there was such a thing where, because we knew it could get mortal. So if I'm upset with you, you upset with me. We looking for the dude. We looking for the cat that is the common denominator. We looking for Joey. We looking for the common denominator, because if not, I'm gonna wind up killing this nigga, or he gonna wind up killing me. Now, those cats don't look for the common denominator. They don't look to solve.
Jeff is really like that. I seen him look for the common denominator with another comic. Well, I ain't gonna say who it was.
Wow, wait a minute.
But I seen you look. I heard, and your words were, "Hey man, I heard you been looking for me." Oh man, that's when you was my dude, man. I was quiet. I was at the Comedy Store. There's another comedy.
Oh, you were there for
Come
that?
on, man. Come on, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the story without the comedy.
Man.
Okay. There was a comedian. There's a joke I had back in the day that I was well known for. Got a development deal for a TV show for. It was called The Opera in the Hood. It was where I did this opera scene in the hood. It was my closer. It was really strong. This comic, who was notorious for stealing jokes, stole my joke in front of me. It upset me, and I was trying to stay away from the old me. That was me evolving away from the martial artist, boxer, Marine, Chicago. Okay.
And I'm gonna add to that when you're done, because that's true too, and I'm gonna tell you why that's true. Can I tell you why that's true?
Okay, why?
And I'm gonna let you finish.
Yes.
He said, "Man, we can do it anyway. We can do it outside. You can meet me at the boxing gym."
Wow, you were there?
I was there, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh my God! No, you
G'd up. I was like, man.
Okay.
Now.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. This comic stole my joke in front of me at the Improv. So what I started doing was getting on stage going, "Hey, hi y'all, I'm Jeff Brown. I'm selling these t-shirts." On the front, they say, "I write for this comic." On the back, they say whether I like it or not.
Ooh.
And it got back to him. So he went schoolyard with it and started telling people, "Hey man, when you see Jeff Brown, you tell him I'm looking for him."
Yep.
So I'm cool. This was my suit phase. I went through a phase where I would just wear suits. I was really trying to fight this Chicago dude because I knew that dude wasn't getting me nowhere. I knew I could knock niggas out. I had done it.
Jeff is a G, man.
Beat
Go
up
ahead.
a couple niggas. Back in the the late 80s, early 90s, back in the days of the Comedy Act Theater, a couple of times I came out and knocked out a couple of cats at once over some bullshit, and so cats know.
Are you more feared than Brandon Bolin as the boxing?
No, I don't think so. Brandon Bolin, shout out to Brandon. Brandon Bolin ain't no joke.
Yeah,
that's why me and Brandon Bolin, I used to stay a distance from Brandon Bolin because Brandon picked his people, and I've had Brandon on the show. I said, Brandon picked his people. I didn't know if he was one of his people, and I didn't know how that would turn out, and I didn't want to find out, so I stayed away from Brandon. But at any rate, cut to the night you're at the Comedy Store.
I am.
This is Guy Torry's Fat Tuesday.
Right.
It was huge. It was like Eddie Murphy, everybody from Eddie Murphy down that you could imagine would come to this show. It was always packed. That night, I was doing a set. I was there. I walked backstage. He's sitting there.
The comic that stole the show.
That stole my joke, that also said he was looking for me.
Uh-huh.
I rolled up on him and said, "Hey, Doc, how you doing?" Put my hand out, shook his hand, and said, "I heard you was looking for me."
Yep.
He didn't say nothing. So I said, away. I thought that was the end of it. Maybe he was just flossing for his friends or whatever. Apparently, somebody must have gassed him up after I walked away and went, damn, you said you was looking for the nigga. He's standing right there. He came right up in your face. So we get outside after everything's over. You know, everybody's mulling around.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you weren't out there. That's where this went down. This is where I told this comic that. Outside of the comedy store.
We were inside.
We were inside of the comedy store?
We were in the little walkway, you know.
In the walkway?
Yeah, and he was in the green room.
Oh no, that's when I said hi.
No, but the door was right there.
Okay.
But we were inside. But the door that leads to outside. Now I didn't ever go outside.
Okay.
Maybe I missed that.
Okay.
But you
here's
said
what
that
happened.
inside.
Oh, I said that inside.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well here's the way I remember it. Maybe it's a lot of weed. But I'm outside. He comes up and says, "I heard you was talking about me." I said, "Well, sir, let me tell you what I said about you. This is what I said, and this is how I feel. I'm a man. If I can't say it to your face, then I ain't supposed to be saying it."
Right.
I said, "Dude, you are the closest thing I've ever seen to Jerry Lewis with your ability on stage. That is the best compliment I can pay you.
Yes.
However,
Great physical.
does that does not give you the license to take my joke and put a round off in it, and now it's yours. Or you put a round off in a backflip in my joke, and now it's yours."
Jerry Lewis can't steal your joke.
Yes. I said, no, you can't do that. He said, "Well, all I'm saying is if I hear you got my name in your mouth, you won't be ever talking about me again." I said, "Really? Well, allow me to retort." He said, "I don't know what that means." No, he said, "I don't know what that means. I'm not as smart as you." I said, "Well, most people aren't as smart as me. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's not the point."
Right.
I said, here's what I'm telling you. It sounds like you want to do something. Well, bruh, there's a sheriff right here in front of the door, one in the middle of the street, because they looking for this. And what's going to happen is guys' night. This is me talking right to him.
Yep.
Guys' night is going to be a black eye on guys' night. Niggas can't do nothing. They violent. We don't have to do this. I work out 3 days a week at the Hollywood boxing gym. I will rent the ring, and we can fight like a couple of fucking dogs if that's what you want to do. He turned and walked away.
He did.
15 yards, about a minute and a half later, people start pulling on him. "Let me go." I'm like, "Dude, that's dude.
Let me go."
So this gets better. I have my management get in touch with his management and tell him this.
That.
Yes.
Okay.
I said, "Here's the deal." Talking to his management. I can't stand your client.
Right.
I can't. If he was in front of me right now, I would break his collarbone and smash his right knee. I would do that right now. I don't like him. However, here's what we can do. Let's get 2 camera crews.
Right.
Have one follow me, one follow him. We gonna get in shape for 90 days. Get in the ring and let's do it. And let's film it and give all the money to charity. I don't care what you do with the money. I want his ass and I don't want to go to jail. Are y'all down? He declined. So I know that dude don't want no parts of me. No matter how he can't.
Tell. I was there.
He can't tell nobody what he gonna do. He can't tell. But now I'm 53. I look at it like this. When I was 22, my ass whoopings was like matches. You step on my foot, I light one. You look at me wrong, I light one. I'm 53. Now my ass whoopings is like road flares. 1, only pop them in case of emergency.
Right.
2, I don't know how many I got. You got to do some shit. You got to break in my house.
Right.
You got to say something foul to my wife. You got to put your hand on my kids. Other than that, I ain't out here. Oh no, man, you said something. You stole a joke. Man, I'm 53. I ain't got time for that. But there was that time. There was.
So you evolved too.
I have evolved, brother.
Great.
I have evolved.
Evolution is wonderful, isn't it?
Ain't it, bro? Ain't it, bro? Ain't it, bro? Evolution is a wonderful thing. In case you are just joining us, we about to take a break. You're going to come right back to the Inappropriate Hour with my special guest, Mr. Gregory G. Mac Lawrence. We'll be back in a minute. I got to go pee. All right.
Yeah.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, on the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. My guest, the legendary, the incomparable, Mr. Gregory G. Lawrence. Perfect, just legendary guitarist. Question, in your opinion, better production team, L.A. and Face or Jam and Lewis?
I think that.
And did you work with? You might have worked with Jesus Christ.
Okay. You don't want to hear my Babyface story.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You really do?
I got an Avalon VT 737 that I had the Babyface thing done to.
This is when I first moved to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I was actually the guy that I moved here with played with the Whispers.
Oh shit.
He's a trumpet player.
Okay.
And so.
And the beat goes on.
Yes. And so then, by being around him and he was pitching songs to them and stuff, I would be around. Mm-hmm. And I started pitching songs to them. They really liked me. Mm-hmm. So long story short, they used to hang out at my apartment in Hollywood.
Okay.
The Whispers. And so they were like, hey, there's this, this songwriter guy that we interested in work with. He's going to stop by because he's going to show us some of her songs. Mm-hmm. And I was in the studio doing a recording session, and I met this guy named Lawrence Duhart.
Okay.
Lawrence Duhart was Herbie Hancock's programmer.
Oh.
Okay. And he had this thing, I remember, it was called a bisonic processor. It was something, he was this real brilliant genius dude, right? And he was like, yeah, there's going to be this thing that comes in, it's called MIDI Instrument Data Interface.
Yes,
this was before MIDI. He said, what I want you to, and we talked, and he started telling me about, technology, and he said it's going to change the whole music game.
Right.
We're talking about MIDI sequencing.
Right.
And so he said, and
to this day,
in our conversation,
MIDI is the backbone of electronic music.
It is. He told me, he said, what I want you to do tomorrow, go out and buy a Commodore 64 and get this program called E-Lingling, which was it turned into Cubase.
In the Cubase.
But it wasn't Cubase then. It was, he said, and I forgot what the name of it was. He said, go get it. And I went out because I was, all the other musicians left, but I was like tripping off this dude.
Right.
Like, what is, And then I was like, and I thought about it when I went home. I said, oh man, who's this dude? And so then that night, I was watching a rerun of David Letterman. And he was on there running, like with Herbie. Herbie just happened to be on it.
Right.
And he was like running his Fairlight. And I was like, man, this dude is for real. So I went out and bought the stuff. So back to Babyface. So they were over there and I had the stuff set up. And that's how I was doing music. And that was before anybody.
Right.
And he was like, and I said, hey, man, you ever sequence? And, I just knew him as Kenny Edmonds because they said, this is Kenny. That's his name.
Right.
And so he said, nah, man, that stuff don't sound real because they had machines out like some MSQ, some rolling stuff.
Right.
But the resolution, it was real stiff.
Right, real stiff, low resolution.
This program had 192 which was big. Everything else was
back then.
And so you were able to like play piano and have it come back with feel.
Right.
And so he said, man, I don't like this stuff. It don't sound real. I said, try this. And he sat down there and played some stuff. And I saw the light go off on his face like, oh. And so then.
So you Forrest Gump Babyface is what you're telling me?
Yeah. So I showed him, I introduced him to MIDI.
Wow.
So listen. And so then, like years later, now he's huge and he's blowing up as a producer. And I said, what did that cat play? And so I went and dusted all that old, because I had all new gear by then, but I still had the Commodore. So, and the big floppy disk, the giant.
Right, big old floppy. Yeah, that big floppy.
I went and got it and put it in, and I hooked all that stuff up and I played it, and he played 2 occasions.
Okay. Okay. Let me get this straight. What you were telling me then.
Yeah.
I'm going to get algebraic with what you just told me. Mm-hmm. You either have or have lost a floppy with 2 occasions on it?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh my God!
No, but yeah, but he, he was they actually, and then the Whispers put us together. But I was too crazy to understand how dope he was at the time. I was just like too dumb,
right, right.
But not, it just wasn't meant to be. But we didn't really click off as,
right.
He needed LA because he was like he was more of a shy kind of guy.
Right.
He wasn't really, he was a prolific songwriter.
Right.
That's what he was, and he had a book with lyric, and he left his lyric book on and I had it for a long time, and it had all the lyrics to like "Roses Are Red" and all them hit songs he did. Yeah, it was in this little red book. He came over my house. He had like sweatpants on and some white Zodiacs and a hole in his.
Right.
Oh yeah, man.
Right, come on, man. That's Zodiacs.
That's my baby.
Zodiacs was the shoe.
So to answer your question, I like the way Jimmy and Terry's records sound.
Mm-hmm.
But Babyface is just such a great songwriter.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I am constantly in awe of them both, and I'm not, and this is, I hope this comes out good right. I would have to be better at theory to steal from either of them.
Yeah.
Without theory, because of where my ear is, I steal freely from Barry White,
right,
Prince. When you listen to my shit, if you know what you're listening for, you go, nigga, that's Barry White right there.
Right.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I see that's how I want to be good enough to steal from Face and Jam and Lewis.
Yeah.
Which is where cats like you come in. If I hit Powerball, dude, I would build a studio where you could go in and record with only stuff from 1940 to 1949, 1950 to 1959.
Oh, yeah.
And so on. In each decade, I'd have rooms in this huge facility where if you wanted to make a record like 1946, go in there.
That's an interesting idea, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that it would be anything other than a museum at this point, because people don't give a shit about music like we do.
Yeah.
It seems to be. Again, you are on the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you, without names, what was the most shocking studio experience with regard to talent for you? And can you?
Okay. And this ties back to something that you said earlier.
Oh, okay.
In that same apartment that I had, and it's in Hollywood.
Okay.
It was on
not Bronson.
No.
Because a bunch of people live in this
Gramercy Place.
Gramercy,
I lived in Franklin and Gramercy Place.
Gramercy, I know where that is.
A famous songwriter came over, and he kind of came because everybody was kind of coming over then. Because I don't know, I was just, even then at that time, people started talking about me, and I was doing stuff. I had MIDI, and I was doing all kind of crazy stuff. He came over and like went in my bathroom and smoked crack.
Oh, I hope I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of, and I was like, man, why did my
bathroom smell
like smoke and sugar?
Right. That sweet, nasty,
that chemical sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty shocking.
That was pretty shocking. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Not weed, not lean, like straight up crack.
Wow.
Yeah, that's different.
Wow, that man. You know what? There are certain things I put crack over in the and I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going to go down a road that may make you uncomfortable because I'm feeling the energy that you don't swear anymore, whereas
I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, then good. I'll go ahead and say this.
I do.
Okay, I'm working on this bit. I do this bit where people try to equate weed with crack. And I like to say that's bullshit because crack will have you sucking dick behind Ralph's. Okay?
You will.
Okay, that's crack.
In front of Ralph's.
In front of Ralph's, right.
Yeah.
Now, if you if you smoking weed and telling people that you sucking dick behind Ralph's to get money for weed, you need to stop. You just like sucking dick behind Ralph's. The two have nothing to do with one another.
They really don't.
Because, and I put that in this category where people try to. I've had gay dudes. This one dude named Clyde. Let's call him Clyde in particular.
Okay.
On he's like a friend of a family member who keeps. He's the only reason I ain't beat his ass is because he's a friend of a family member because he keeps trying to he's proselytizing homosexuality amongst males like vegans proselytize not eating meat. Like you're either gay or in denial. He's on some of that shit.
Oh.
And I said, okay, Clyde, let's go here with it. Let's pretend that the best orgasm in the world is for a man is to be penetrated by another man. Let's just pretend for a second. Let's pretend that it dwarfs the female orgasm by 9,000%. That is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Here's the problem with that.
What's the problem, Jeff?
You got to stick a dick in my ass to find out. That's where the whole plan falls apart.
That's where it goes left.
That's where it goes left. We got a phone call. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Jeff
That was
Brown.
pretty inappropriate, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Who this on the phone? Who I talk to? Hello? Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Who is this?
This is Dave.
Dave!
Boston.
7 Doors Down, Dave?
No.
No, okay, I thought it was another Dave. What's going on, man?
Well, I just wanted to say thanks for everything you're doing, man. I've been listening for a long time.
Thank you, brother.
I'm a long-time listener to the So What More Show.
Absolutely.
And, I can't wait for the book Jeff Brownies to come out, man.
Yes, sir. Jeff's Brownies. I'm working on it. Yes, sir.
And the SoundCloud's crazy, bro. You got me on contact heavy.
Oh, what do you mean? My music on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Speaking of that, from a far distant galaxy above what I do musically, you have got to pick up G-Mac's album. I know, I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy it sight unseen. I ain't even heard it. I'm gonna give this nigga $17. He gonna give me a hard copy. But go ahead, go with your thought. I'm sorry.
But there was just something that you had said a couple of weeks ago about corporations when you said if your job could be done by a robot, stop what you're doing.
Yes.
I completely agree with that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
But here's the funny thing, though. I've also noticed that a lot of these jobs where they can replace people with robots, they don't even want to pay the maintenance fee for the robot to be maintenance.
Wow.
So there's no one even left to fill that void.
Wow.
Like, I work in the pharmaceutical industry,
Okay.
right? Where, we had a whole bunch of pill stores to help us out with the tough days. They didn't want to pay the tech support, and then they cut hours for people to even work in the pharmacy. So,
wow.
I see that coming a long way, brother.
Oh, bruh, what I say and I say again, what people don't understand, and I thank you for the call, man. What people don't understand is that you dumb motherfuckers that brag about robots, those of you who hire, well, we use a robot for that. You know why? Because a robot doesn't need days off, and a robot doesn't sleep, and a robot doesn't get sick. Well, let's go through that for a minute. What do you do on your day off? Do you watch television? Because in order to watch television, somebody has to make one. That's one television less. What do you do when you go to sleep? You lay in a bed, right? Well, a bed needs a mattress. It needs sheets and pillowcases. Mm-hmm. If a robot has taken that place, then that's one more person not buying sheets, pillowcases, everything that you subtract to say that is a benefit for a robot is a hurt. It is a negative towards the economy with regard to human consumers.
Jeff, I don't really have a problem with the robots.
Okay.
Actually, the robot thing is really, really cool. What should happen is that everybody should be doing better and having more time
Yes.
to chill if the paper was spread out.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, bruh.
It's not the robot. It's the few people on the robot, and they keeping all the paper instead of spreading the paper out and just making like healthcare and
Right.
and stuff. Everybody could
Being human.
Yeah, being human, and so I don't really hate on the robot because the robot's a great thing. I mean, who wants to do that stuff that the robot's doing? I don't want to do it.
Here's my point.
What?
I don't think that all technology, all new technology is progress. I don't think that all movement is forward. I think that it is possible. It is possible for us as a society to live happily and healthily at the technology standpoint of 1999. If we had to pull back to 1999, how did your daddy get up and go to work? He had an alarm clock.
Right.
How'd he get there? He got in a 64 Chrysler, and it got him to work on time. He ate the same food. He lived the same life. It is possible. We would have to, in the event of a major catastrophe, we're gonna go back 400 years anyway. So
Right.
it is possible to live your life that way. So if it's possible for it to be good, then it, by default, too much of it has to be bad. And I believe that too much technology is a bad thing, especially in imperfect hands.
Well, I don't know. I just think progress moves forward. It moves forwards, and you cannot go backwards. Everything has its advantages and disadvantages. It's like everything. There's it's a coin. There's heads and there's tails.
Right.
Everything has heads and everything
has
has
tails.
tails. So there's no way to get. I mean, progress. Things are gonna move forward. Nobody's going back to. I don't want to go back to 1999. I like having a computer that can land on the moon in my pocket. So if because I know more, and I understand more. Even the smartphone has helped me with my music. Just me understanding.
Like, go deeper. How so?
I mean, like if I listen to John Scofield, who's he's a guitarist, a real heavy jazz guitarist. He has a lesson that he teaches on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Okay, I feel you there. Yes.
And so I can
you go to
on
YouTube
there
University?
Just on YouTube. Period. I have lessons. I have one of my lessons has 500,000 hits. I have some like funk lessons.
Oh wow.
Online, yeah, it's guitar. But I'm saying I'm able to access information instantly. If I want to know about something, like you can't just tell me some shit.
Right.
I can get
like
a
that.
second opinion right there.
Now.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to go back to the, I just don't want to do it. I mean, I know it's some, I know people are driving and crashing their cars into the wall because they texting and driving and shit. I know that.
That's the universe writing itself.
Yeah, that's a problem. But shit.
Well, I don't know how big. I don't know how big a problem. You know what I think the problem is?
What's the problem?
The problem is that the concept of texting and driving.
I do it all the time.
Thank you. It's
hate
a
that shit, too.
blanket. The blanket statement that texting and driving is dangerous. It makes as much sense as saying brushing your teeth is dangerous. Texting and driving is dangerous for motherfuckers who can't text and drive. Okay? Texting and driving is not more dangerous than jumping out of an airplane. It's not more dangerous than underwater demolition, and neither one of those are illegal. I text and drive with no problem. You know why? Because I don't text and drive like this. Well, let's see. Hi, baby. What you doing?
Hey,
yes.
I get caught up, and I almost crash my shit, so I don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
But I get caught up.
Well, let me give you a little lesson.
Okay.
Here's how you do it, okay? You're driving.
Right.
You're texting.
Text the driver.
I'm texting, hey, Greg, I'm running late. H-E.
Oh.
Y space. G-R. E-G, comma. I am. Two characters at a time, whatever they are. You don't separate them by words. You get in trouble when you go, you know what? I'm going to go on and it don't look like nothing finna happen. Instead of me going R-U-N-N-I-N-G in intervals, I think I'm going to go and do running. You can't do running. Nigga, it's too much shit going on. You cannot not look up for
I don't
4
think
seconds.
you do none of it, Jeff. It's to me, man. It's like I don't know. The car is heavy. It weighs like a ton.
Yeah, 4,000
and-
pounds, 2 tons.
Yeah, and just it ain't you. It's keeping you off the game from that other dude that ain't that is writing the whole word. It's another
Right.
dude writing the
whole
whole word
word.
coming your direction.
Right.
And you
That
gotta be
motherfucker.
and that one letter that you looked at, you missed that dude that wrote the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, and now you in
And now it's
traction.
catastrophe.
Yeah. So I don't.
Well, I guess you could mix those two together. But
I ain't-
I have, well, you text and drive. You just said you text
Yeah,
and
but I
drive.
hate it though. Like I know I'm whack
You know
for
it's
doing
bad.
it, and I sometimes I just throw the phone on the floor so I can't see.
So you
it.
can't see it.
Yeah, because I don't.
See, that's the thing I hate. I hate dependence on technology.
Yeah.
I
okay.
hate, like, I just turned my studio to Mac. For years, I was a PC man.
Oh man, you were whack for that.
Oh, no. See, yeah, now we getting into some
What you have new window?
the Window's cool. The window was
man.
Cubase.
Oh man, if you'd have told me that, I wouldn't even came. I wouldn't even came to
You
this
wouldn't
shit.
have came?
No.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you, I was happy as a pig in shit with PC and 32-bit. I was like, okay, I know how this works. I don't have the problems other people have. One, here's why I didn't have any problems with that system. One, every 30 days, it was set up to defrag when I knew I was going to be asleep. Right. Two, I did not put programs and songs and sounds on the same drive.
Yeah.
Programs on the internal drive. Software and songs on 2 external hard drives. Regular defragging, and it could not hit the internet at all. You couldn't type a letter on it. It was not plugged up, didn't have any. That thing, all my computers ran like watches like that. What I tell people with a Mac, you can write a movie, you can shoot a movie, you can score a movie, you can distribute a movie with the same Mac. With a PC, you can write a movie, you can distribute a movie, you can score a movie, but you need 3 different Macs for that. 3 different PCs for that. You can't do all that shit with the same PC. And I still follow that school of thought. I just went over to Mac because, shout out to Brandon Bolin, hooked me up with a tower. He hooked me up with a monster tower. And for
Is that an iPhone?
this iPhone? No, Android.
See, I knew you. said
Android.
PC dudes, man.
No, Android. No, I'm both, bro. I'm both.
You have an
I'm all.
iPhone
This
too?
is Mac.
Oh,
no.
you do have a Mac.
Bro, I got all Macs. Because I like to say this. There's something you can buy that gets rid of all of your PC problems. It's called a Mac. I'm down with Mac.
Cool.
Okay? You know how PC dudes always telling you, hey man, I can take my computer apart, I can do this with it, I can do that with it. I used to say I can't do this with a Mac. You know why? Because I never have to. It works. So I don't know how it works. I just know it works. So yeah, I'm with that. I just transferred over to Mac now, and like I'm using Logic, and this was one of the first beats I made in Logic that's playing right now. And
I have Logic, but I'm a Pro Tools dude, man. I learned how to,
Yeah,
I learned how to edit and stuff
Right.
on Pro Tools.
You get
so
out on what you learn on.
I'm a Pro Tools guy, man. But I Logic is dope. It's just a different language.
It's a different language.
It's
a different spaceship.
Yeah. But it's dope, and it's actually cheaper and better because everything comes in it. You got everything.
Yeah, you got everything in
So,
it, and it'll take Contact, which is, I love Contact. Now we're going way inside. Do you deal with Contact?
I don't know what Contact. Like
KONT?
smoking.
No, not the high. The program Contact. You know the KONT by Native Instruments?
No,
Yep,
I don't.
they need to
I
give
don't
me
do
some
any.
money.
I really don't do any computer music anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
right.
I haven't been. I'm
Right.
saying I haven't been. Like even my record I'm talking about, it's all live. We were in the studio and did a session, and it's live. And it's jazz, and I mean, it's not like
Straight
super straight
ahead.
ahead. It's not super straight ahead, but it's dope. I do have some straight ahead on there, but anyway, like I haven't really been. Long time ago, I don't know, man. I just wanted to do real drums and I don't know. It just feel like it didn't breathe to me.
Right.
Like for personal music, where I was going in my craft. It's a place for it. Like I love the music. If I'm listening to that kind of music, that's sampled in computer music, shall I say?
Right.
Computer generated music has its place. I ain't hating, but I just wasn't doing it.
Okay. Back to the live thing. I'm gonna ask you that, and then God damn it, where did 2 hours go?
Where did it go, man?
And then I'm gonna ask
I probably
you,
got a ticket outside too, but I'm good.
No, you shouldn't. No.
No street.
Yeah, well,
2 hours?
one is 2 hours, and two, something I've a little secret about Hollywood. You don't have to worry about meters where it's too dangerous to give tickets.
Right, it's pretty dangerous.
It's pretty dangerous out there. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm not gonna use any names, but I follow musicians like basketball fanatics follow basketball players.
Okay, right.
This has often been, and this is my knowledge, that the drummer who can keep time like a Swiss watch will always outwork the dude who can chop the lights out.
Oh my God! Don't even.
Okay.
I am so hard on drummers, man. Because I'm really sensitive to time.
Yes.
Like I think guys, like some people have perfect pitch.
Right.
I have perfect time.
Time.
My time is crazy. My rhythm thing is crazy, and I can hear the slightest slow down. I can hear and it drive me nuts.
Drive you bananas.
Drive me nuts. But yeah, all that chop stuff is like there's a real all you drummers out there. There's a drummer, probably one of the most famous young drummers. His name is Ronald Bruner.
Ronald Bruner, yeah.
Ronald Bruner used to play with me, man. I love him, man.
But he was a chopping ass.
He was a solo.
He could not wait to chop.
But the crazy part about him is that he has a crazy pocket. He just don't
use it.
He don't care.
Right. He don't care.
He ain't tripping, And every time I see him, he like, hey man, hey G, I ain't playing as much. I got a kid now. I had to tighten my shit up, man. That's how he talks.
Right,
to me.
right,
I got
right,
a
right.
kid, so I can't do my shit no more.
Right. I can't chop no more because I got to.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy that you would bring up a drummer. I'm gonna go through some LA drummers. And I want you.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
And these are just favorites of mine for different reasons. Donnell Spencer.
Donnell Spencer actually played on my whole record. That's him from beginning to end.
That's my boy, man. Shout out to Donnell.
And he did a great job.
Yeah, no shit, man.
Donnell Spencer on Swag Jazz Classics Volume 1, GMAC, GE space MACK, on every song on there. Because actually, I put a band together. I told you I put a band together, and we played down at the Cork, which is the townhouse.
The Cork.
We played there for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then when we were recorded, we played there, and my whole mission was I want to develop this chemistry, and
you should have recorded in the room.
No,
that room wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it's too hood, and
okay,
it's whack. It's too whack.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
Gordon Campbell.
Oh man, I played with Gordon Campbell me and Gordon Campbell played with Philip Bailey in New York, man, probably like a year ago.
Wow.
He's a great drummer, and when he first came out to L.A. from New York, he played in the Polyester Players as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's where I met him.
Yes.
Plays open-handed, but he's right-handed.
Yes.
Jamie Gamble.
I saw Jamie Gamble the other night. I never played with him. He was
really.
No, I never played with Jamie Gamble because D-Loke was around then. You remember D-Loke?
Monster. Shout out to Derek D-Loke. He's in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah,
badass.
Yeah, D-Loke is one of the best I've ever actually really heard. And we played with Brandy together, and and he actually played, Polyester Player album, which is on there too. Permanent Press and More is actually on iTunes and everything, that old Polyester Player record.
Okay.
And D-Loke is on most of D-Loke and Donnell Spencer
are on those albums.
And D-Loke killed that. D-Loke's one of my all-time favorites.
Go-to, man. You know what? D-Loke has so much feel.
His touch is ridiculous.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Okay, next drummer.
Teddy Campbell.
I played with Teddy Campbell one time. And that was with Byron Miller. And, Byron Miller used to play with George Duke.
Right.
We used to play in Pasadena. And I played with him one time, and he was good. I mean, he was a great drummer. I just don't really do a lot of stuff with him. But I played with him once, yes.
Do a lot of stuff. Okay, Jeff Brown.
Jeff Brown is an awesome comic.
As a drummer, this dude is hilarious. God damn.
Hey, man, come on. You should have asked me that.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I get. No.
When I come back, we got to talk about my experience with comedy.
Oh, my God.
You talking about music.
Yeah.
Remember my room at Hollywood Park Casino? Remember who the regulars were?
Rodney Love. Rodney Perry.
Rodney Perry was
shout out to Rodney Perry. Cat Williams.
Cat Williams was regular. JB Smooth.
JB Smooth.
Mike Epps.
You two remind me of each other. You and JB.
I know people say that,
Yeah.
man. It's that old J.J. Walker shit that I hate, man. Next time, I really hate that shit.
Why?
Because, man, come on, man. I'll be looking at myself, man. I don't see that dynamite shit, man.
I don't either.
I know, man.
But I'm not.
And I don't even see that JB Smoove is getting close to that Jimmy Walker shit. So with somebody, I get more Denzel than I get that.
That
though.
Jar Jar Binks. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? Speaking of Denzel,
Yeah.
I like to say this.
What?
I'm working on it, and I shouldn't even spit it out.
What?
But when I'm fly, I'm Denzelish.
Yeah.
I'm not Denzel. There's only one.
Yeah.
But I'm Denzel-ish, nigga. When I put my shit on and get to looking like I'm doing something. What?
Yeah. On my YouTube, on my lessons, all the comments would be like, I didn't know Denzel could shred. Just shit like that.
Right. Well, you get Denzel. Okay. Well,
I
that's
get
not a bad
Denzel
one.
all the time.
That's not a bad one.
That was before I let my hair.
Why'd you let you? Okay. See, we got so much to talk about.
Why I
man.
let my hair go gray?
Yeah.
It's a crazy story. I started dating this young girl.
Yeah.
And I was hanging on like you probably are.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, no.
You straight?
That's me.
That's you?
This is all white.
Oh,
but
okay.
this ain't
Well,
yet.
my grandfather's an Indian.
I wish I would die.
My grandfather's joint was white when he was 30. So this ain't really old. I mean,
Right.
I've been like this for a long time.
Right.
Like so I started coloring because I thought that I need to stay in the dumb.
All that dumb shit.
Dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I was dating this, and she's like, you should let your,
Let it go.
let it go. And I was like, yeah, and I kind of want it, and then I did it, and yeah.
Yeah. And then it's fly because you dress fly.
Yeah. And
When you
I
dress
got,
fly?
and you got to cut, you
Yeah,
can't
you
be
cut
like
up.
that,
You
with
can't
some
be looking
cross
homeless,
colors on.
nigga. Yeah, you can't be looking. Yeah. You can't.
It's a thin line, and with this.
You can't look like look like you did 30 years and you walking around and your clothes you got put and locked up in.
And you can't Morgan Freeman it either.
No.
That's
You got to be fly with.
Yeah, you got to be fly.
Well, goddamn it, we are at the end of the fucking show, and the time went by, man. Bruh, I thank you.
Hey, it's great.
Do
man. It's good
not
to
be
see
a
you.
stranger. Well,
Oh, man,
we're
I'll come
not going
back.
to be strangers
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
I got to have
yeah.
G-Mac back in here.
Yes.
Because something big.
Right.
I'm going to a meeting after this
Yep.
to solidify something big
Right.
that I found out I'm doing with G-Mac.
Right.
That I found out that I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are, bro.
Yes,
That's
sir.
how it works now.
Yes, sir, man.
Okay, and, okay. Caller that's on the line, I'm gonna have to get you next week. We got to go. I hope you learned something. Remember, I ain't got all the answers. I just got all the fucking questions. And just between me and you, I'm Jeff Brown. I'll see you in 7 days.